Welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working some more on my Halloween junk journals. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We're currently live on Facebook. If you see the little red button at the top left, if not, a kitchen replay, either here or on YouTube. Let me get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. And then we can make sure volume's okay and all that. Hey Don, thanks for letting me know the sound is good. All right, so I thought we'd make some altered playing cards today. So I grabbed some of my Dollar Tree playing cards to play with. I'm trying to see where I sat them. Where did I put them? I had them a minute ago. I'm gonna find them. Hold on. Okay. It doesn't really matter because I already have some out, but I just wanted to show you the box. But of course I've misplaced it, so who knows. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's buried. So I had this little box of playing cards that I got from Dollar Tree. These are casino playing cards, and they have the little corners chopped off, and that's how they know that they've been used before, but they're still like new, because you know they don't use them very much. But I got those at Dollar Tree, and I liked them because they have the New Orleans. It's from the Orleans hotel. If I can get it to focus. So, and I thought that was kind of Halloweenish. So, grab that one. And some tea bags. And we're going to try to do some transfers on it. I've got the... Gosh, everything's so far away. I've got a ton of transfers. But doing transfers on tea bags is a little tricky. But we're going to try it. So, I've got these vintage apothecary ones. I know it's backwards. These are from Essential Stencil, and they are of course not in stock now because that's just my luck. And then I've also got this stencil, which I thought I could get some use out of. I'm debating if I can use some of the words or not. A lot of this stuff is too big, but I might be able to use it on the page itself. And then I've got just a ton of other little transfers that are Halloween-y type. A lot of these are not in stock. Some are. The Wildflower Ghosts are in stock. The Bones to Blossoms are in stock. The Mystical Gardens in stock. And that stencil is in stock, but it's like 10 left. And I've got those here. This is like the Bones to Blossoms. Just waiting for it to reconnect. I thought there might be some small enough stuff on here. We'll see. It has to be pretty small for these playing cards. So I'll see what I have in stock that I can use. If I don't see something, I can always just use a printout or a sticker or something else, but we'll make it work. Figure out where to put these. Just gonna set them on the floor. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do today. I also have a digital. It is the Watercolor Apothecary Cabinets by Busy Day Design on Etsy, and it's these. I've used them before. This one's been fussy cut out. I kind of mixed and matched the bottoms of a couple of these. This is like a different cabinet, and then the bottom will kind of fit. So I just played with the sizes and cut them out, fussy cut them, and I think I'm going to use those to tuck the tags in. So that's the plan. And let's go ahead and get started. I'll pull the camera up top, so give me 1 second. Come on, focus. Straight. There we go. I think I got the bottom in. Oh, so it was challenging getting those digitals printed because my printer decided to go on the fritz. Well, technically not my printer, but the cartridge that HP sent me decided not to work. So it was giving me an error and had to pull it out and use an old cartridge, which really didn't have any ink left. It had a little bit of ink left, but I managed to get enough to get a print out of. The colors kept turning out bad, but I finally got, it's like, this is what I was getting, this very purple, because there wasn't enough ink, and then I finally got the browns in there that were supposed to be in there. But it was a challenge, because ink. So I called HP up. I'm like, y'all need to send me another ink cartridge. The one sent me is bad. And they're like, well, did you clean the heads of your printer? I'm like, okay, I put a different cartridge in and it works fine. So it's not the printer, it's the cartridge. And they must have said like 20 times, well, you need to maybe get a new printer and clean the heads of your printer. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my printer. It's the cartridge. Just send me a new cartridge. Oh my goodness. That person was trying to upsell me a printer so bad, it drove me insane. I was like, just send me the cartridge. That's what I pay for. So, yeah, that was fun. So let's see, where am I going to put this? I think I want to do orange. I think that will look okay with these colors. Let me see. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Maybe I'm going to use this one or this one. One will go in one journal, one will go in the other, so it really doesn't matter. But I think there's enough browns and oranges in here to go with this orange. It's actually not bad on the green either. Do I like the green or the orange better? If I put it on the green, the purples show up a lot. Like all those purples pop. If I put it on the orange, the lighter oranger color, the orange colors and the browns show up more. Isn't that interesting how that works? So I don't know. We'll think about it, which one I'm going to use. But I'll use one of these pages, I think, in this journal. And then I'll have to pick one in the second journal. So let me just go ahead and mark that one. So on the second journal, as far as what I did off camera, I did the page that we did with the dies. So I've got this die cut on this one. It's a little bit different than the one in here. Let me see if I can show you the difference. So just a little different. This one's got some yellows. This one has oranges. But they're very, very similar. And then I did, I think I did the witch. Yeah, I did the witch in this one. This is the second journal one. And the witch is different. So a little bit different than this one. Yeah, she shows up a little bit better on the purple, but they're both cool. I like them both. So that's the one for that. And then I think there's one more. Yeah, the skull and the cat are exactly the same. I think the background color is different on this is all. But the actual print, I don't remember what page it's on. There it is. Oh, the background color is the same too. So they are pretty much identical. I don't think there's any real difference on those. So that's what was done in this, my second journal. It is frustrating, Don. I was getting so angry at him. I was just like, dude, I already told you there's nothing wrong with my cartridge. All right, so this is the one we're working in today. Let's just put it up here. And so I wanted to do transfers on these playing cards. And I wasn't real sure if it would work because it's a tea bag. And putting the transfer on a tea bag is iffy. But I managed to get one on there, so we're going to see how it goes. Now, I went ahead and covered all of these ahead of time because I wanted them to be very dry and ready to go. That is one thing when dealing with transfers. You have to make sure that your surface is completely dry, adhered, all that stuff. So I did several of these to play with today. I did them front and back, and I've got one here to show you how I did them. So I did one side, and we just need to do the other side. It says sand first because it's best on these playing cards if you give them a little bit of a sand first. It makes things grab better. So we're going to do that. So I've got this, and I just used matte medium. You could use a collage medium of pretty much any kind if you want, but I find the matte medium, if it gets on the outside, it does not stick to my other pages like Mod Podge or some other glues can do. So that's why I've pretty much switched to using matte medium as a whole when collaging or coating any kind of cards. All right, so I did one side and then I sanded off part of it just to show you. So this one's been applied and dried on this side. And then what you just do is you use a sanding board. It can be an emery board. It can be sandpaper on a stick like this. Or it can be one of these little Tim Holtz sanding discs. They all work equally well, really. And then all you do is you just take it and you just go on the edge in a downward motion until it starts releasing. I keep saying trying to reconnect. And you want to make sure that it's completely dry when you do this. So make sure you let it dry first. And you can dry it with a heat tool if you want. Okay, so do one side, take off the edges on one side, and then you do the other side. And like I said, I like to just rough this up a little bit, and it does affect the print of the card, but I'm going to cover it anyway. And I've been just using this little sanding disc. You just want to just run it over it just enough. Some people say this isn't necessary. I don't trust it sticking to such a slippery surface. So just enough to rough it up. Okay, it's adding tooth to it. So I do that. And then you just want to get your matte medium and a brush, a plate. Doesn't take too much. And a tea bag. I've got my bag of tea bags here. I've buried them, of course. All right, where'd they go? There they are. So I keep my tea bags. And tea bags vary in sizes, so just find one that works for you. But your typical size like this, that's the small ones, will work fine. You just have to open them up. And then if you open it up and you cut it this way, you can get two. You can get the front and the back out of it. Okay. I had one cut here already. I'm just going to use this one. But some of these are from like the Tazo family size. Some are from Lipton. I have all different kinds in here. Okay, and then just make sure that it fits your card and completely covers it. And you just apply this. I like to use a brush. You could use a silicone thingy if you want. That would work too. But I've been using a brush. And just try to make sure you get all the way to the edge. I was going to do this on this. Wrong surface. And just get all of your edges good, because the edges just never seal good. You might have to touch them up. Every now and then I throw a little bit of just art glitter on the edges just to get them really good. But put a decent amount on there. Sometimes I like even brush a little bit on here. You don't have to, but it does make it stick a little better. And then just line it up. Try to get it even. And then from the inside out, I usually just push with my fingers. Oh, I got a little crooked. Let me try it again. You have some time to play. And tea bags aren't like napkins. They're a little more forgiving as far as falling apart on you. So just work it all on there. This edge on this one is still folded under. I'll put a little bit more there. And I try to get most of the wrinkles out if I'm going to put something like a transfer on it, because you want a nice smooth surface. They do curve like crazy when you're doing it because you're putting something wet on there, and it's just going to curve. Yeah, it's going to warp a little bit, but that's fine. It'll flatten out once it dries. And just let that dry. Like I said, you can use a heat tool on it or whatever, blow dryer or something like that. Make sure you put your brush in water immediately and then wash it thoroughly, because if you don't wash the glue out of these, they will definitely get stiff. So I take the majority of the glue out, and then I put it in water until I can get around to washing it. But, so let that dry, and then you sand it off like I just showed you. So that's all that you do to it. Sometimes I coffee it outside an extra time if it looks like it's uneven or anything, and that's fine. You can do that too. I don't know if you absolutely have to, but you can. All right, so that's that. You're going to get glue all over your fingers. So just be forewarned. I can't wear gloves and do it. It just doesn't work. My gloves stick to it too bad. So I just deal with the glue on my fingers and try to clean it off. It'll, of course, roll off all day long. So then you've got these. Okay. This one, I did one just to try it out and see how it would work. It seemed to work. So we're going to do these. You can do whichever side you want. I think I'm going to do this side with the potion, and then I might do something else on this side. So that's the plan. So I've got these, and then I'm just going to grab a couple of potions that are smaller. And like I said, if you can't find or don't already have this from Essential Stencil, there are tons on the internet, all kinds of labels. There are printables on Etsy. You can just print one and glue it on here. Okay. I just wanted to find a use to use these because I have so many apothecary bottles already that I've done in the past. I don't know that I need any more. I have a billion. Not a billion, but I have a bunch. I probably have easily 20, which is a lot of apothecary bottles. So you can get stickers like this. These are from Amazon maybe. Trying to see if it's Amazon or Temu. I'm not 100% sure, but I know you can find them on Amazon. And these are just stickers. They would work just as well if you want to do a sticker. But I wanted to try these and see how they did. So that's what I'm doing. But there's a couple on here that are smaller. And even these, I think there's a couple on here. That one's small enough. That one's small enough. So I think I'm going to use these because they're the smallest ones and I only need like 4. So I'll cut those out. I don't know which ones I'm going to use, so I'm going to grab this one too. Alright, that will be plenty. I'll probably still make a couple of bottles anyway, just because I have them. I might as well. But like I said, I have so many that I did. I've got like at least 1 video, if not 2 videos on them. Making potion bottles. Alright, so let's see, which ones do I like the best? I like the Raven's Blood. I thought I might try to use one of those purple ravens from that set. Maybe on the other side of it. So I want to use this one. I'm not sure where. 6, 10. Doesn't really matter. Spirit Whispers Dust. I think that's probably my least favorite. So let's use these 3. We have Belladonna, Wolfsbane, and Elixir of Midnight. And the numbers should still show a little bit on here. They won't show a lot. So let's see, we'll start with this one. So like I said, they're coated, they're completely dry. Just make sure that, you know, everything's adhered good and you shouldn't have an issue with them sticking. The hardest part, I think, is just getting them rubbed on good and starting the pull because, you know, sometimes it just doesn't want to grab. Try to center it as best I can. And I am probably going to use their little sanding tool. If I find it's not working well, then I'll use my wooden transfer stick. So let's try this. Sometimes I just can hold that transfer stick better, but we'll try this. I thought this would be a cute idea. I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to figure out ways to use them that aren't potion bottles. And this is what I came up with. Alright, let's see how that seems like it's doing. Does it feel like it's grabbing? It's hard to see. I don't think it's grabbing yet. I'm going to try this one. Doing this on tea bags was a little iffy. Just make sure you have a nice firm surface so you can get, you know, good contact. I've done one, so I know it'll work. It's just getting it started. So just just a fraction for y'all. I like to do it like this. Some people pull. I don't like to pull. It's hard to see if it's ripping that way. Okay. The way around, and we are good. Give it a little rub. There we go. Okay. So there's one. Let's see, belladonna. Yeah. I'm not sure if the spade is going to show through or not. I might do the midnight one on there because it's a little darker. I don't really want the spade to show through too much. So let's try this one. Hey Bonnie, we're playing with transfers and altered playing cards today. Like I said, these are from Essential Stencil. Unfortunately, they are sold out. Now, that doesn't mean they won't get more. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If it is something you want, they do suggest that you, there's like a little button that says notify or when in stock or something, or request restock. I forget what the button says, but you can click that, and if they get a bunch of those, they'll reorder them. But, you know, if they're gone, you can find stickers or other things to use. Honestly, I mostly just wanted to see if I could even put a transfer on these tea bags. I wasn't real sure if I could. We'll need to find out. So, let's see if we can get this started. That didn't get right there. Once you get it started, it usually doesn't peel. I haven't had too much of an issue, but getting it started is always the hardest part. Especially on the surface, it's a little bit iffy. Just take your time and make sure it's really sticking. Go. All right, so Elixir of Midnight. So we got those two. Let's do Wolfsbane. This stick is it's just a craft stick from Michaels. It's like, I think it is probably basswood, if I had to guess. I've had a hard time finding these little packages in my, not Michaels, what did I say, Michaels? Dollar Tree, in my Dollar Tree. I don't know why, they've been sold out lately, and I used to see them all the time, but lately I haven't been able to find them in mine. But I know that you can get, you know, craft wood from other places. Places like hobby stores, and even Michaels has sets. They're usually in like the modeling section. because they're usually used for like train sets and building models and things like that. Get that corner. Almost need my thing because I can't get under it. And as you're doing it, just, you know, look to see that it's adhering. You'll notice if it's not. And then just give it a little more rub if it's not. Okay. Got that one on there. Not too bad. Last one. Tired today. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I didn't sleep good again. So, it wears me out, makes me tired during the day. I hope this turns out cute. I thought using those potion cabinets would be a cute idea for a tuck. I debated on the tuck. I've got two ideas. One is using coffee filters, and two is using that. I may, depending on how fast this goes, I may do both options. Let's see if we're adhered. Nope. A little spot right there. Hey, Deborah. All right. There we go. Okay, so then we've got 4 cards. And if you want, you can put another coat of matte medium over this and let it dry. I did on the one I had already done, this one here. This does have a coat of matte medium over it. It does give it a little more protection, but they adhere pretty good. I don't really think it's absolutely necessary. It does even out the look a little bit more, but honestly, it's very similar anyway. I don't know if you can tell the one with, if it's that much different. It really isn't that much different, maybe just a tiny bit different. So I wouldn't really stress about putting that on there. So there we go. So we've got these. And then what we're going to do is decorate a page. Actually, I might do the backs of those too. I know I wanted to do a raven on one. I'll have to see what else I have. So we've got our page here. Do I want to go with green or orange? Let's see. Color-wise, there are some greens in here. Let me zoom back out because I'm too close. There are some greens in there. There really aren't a lot of oranges, other than the brown is, you know, an orange tone. I don't know. I'm a little torn because I like the contrast that I'm getting with the orange, but I kind of like the depth I'm getting with that. I think I'm going to go with the green, just because for whatever reason it's giving the cabinet more depth. So I think I'm going to go with the green. So what I'm going to do is decide if I want to put anything on this first. So it's going to have one of these bases as a pocket, and I'm just going to have it separate a little. I'm debating if I want to put a layer back there or not. I don't think I need to. It would raise it a little bit if I did. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I think it'll be okay without doing it. So, because I'd have to fussy cut another one or have an entire second one. I don't think I want to do that. I think it'll be fine like this. So I think I'll ink it because I did fussy cut this, so it's got some kind of rough edges. It's a little bit of white showing. So we're going to go ahead and ink them. I might ink the playing cards too. I can do that before I do the... Is this going to work? What is up with all of my little thingies? They're all falling apart. I'm just using vintage. I think it'll work fine with this. Seeing as how tea bags that have been coffee dyed are very... Some of these are coffee dyed, I think. I don't think... Some of these might be just the tea. But sometimes I coffee dye them because I don't get much color out of the tea for some reason. But they might be mostly tea. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Every now and then you get this cool effect when you use a tea bag. But sometimes I just don't get anything like that. Could be the type of tea I'm using. Who knows? Usually I just use them after I've made a tea dyeing batch for my paper. It's not showing up much. This is in such rough shape, guys. Let me grab a little thingy because I've killed it. Oh. I think I have some left. Let's see. Do I? Shedding a lot. I also have some daubers. I'll put one of these daubers in there. Oh, I actually had an empty one in there already. That's fine. Okay. All right. Where was I? They get torn like that because I tend to rub the edge instead of... If you go like this in a downward motion, it doesn't eat them up too bad, but when you go sideways, it cuts into them and it eats them up faster. But I always catch myself doing it anyway. You know, who knows why. But we'll go ahead and do this on them. It helps a lot, I think. Now, I cut off the edge of some of these extra. Like, in the pack, they're like this. They've got a regular edge and then 2 cut edges. And then this one, I just went ahead and cut off all 4. And I think the ace, I did that too. Just to be different. That's, like I said, that's just because I'm using that casino deck. But, I don't know. It's a little different, you know, and sometimes that's a good thing. When you're doing this and you only are using one hand, you often just dab like this and that's a horrible way to get ink on your little dauber. You're really supposed to rub it to get the ink on there. But I think we all do it because we all try to do this one-handed. It's just, you know, convenience and all that. All right, almost got it. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna put on the other side because there's this big empty spot on these. So they can have something else there. It could even be a journaling spot if you wanted. A little bit of lined paper. I might do that on maybe one, and then have the rest have a picture. I'm gonna put two spot and one with a picture. But this tea bag actually adhered very well to this card with the matte medium, and the transfer worked, so that's good, right? Did you order the transfers, Deborah? You said you love them. Did you order them while they were in stock? Everything goes out of stock before I get to it. It never fails. Before I get to doing my live, on whatever it is, 90% of the time it's already out of stock, which is frustrating. That's why I tell y'all, grab them while you can, because they sell out fast. Especially, you know, the cool ones. I'm going to go ahead and ink this because I have it. I'll be ready for my other one. I don't know that I'm going to do them both today, but I might. So, like I said, this is Watercolor Apothecary. It's just an Etsy digital. I'm reversing my letters. From Busy Day Design. That I got, I don't know, a couple years back. I saw it. It's still available. I think it was only like $1 when I checked it the other day. It was on sale. I don't know how long the sale was for, but it was still there. All right, so I'm gonna put this here, this here. I just want to decide if I want anything in the background. It doesn't absolutely need anything. Do I have like I have that stencil. Let's see if something will fit. I would love to be able to put potions or something. So I'm gonna move this to the bottom. Where's that stencil? It's kind of big, so I just don't know if it'll work. Let's see. Open it up. This was still in stock, this particular stencil. It was still available. They only had, I think it was 10 left, but it was still in stock. So I'm thinking I can use potions. Could be elixirs or potions. We'll go with potions. This is a cool one. It's very similar to the old one they had that I've done on a live. It's a little bit different. They don't have the old one anymore, but I did a live on it, gosh, 3-4 years ago, I guess. If I had to guess. Let's see if I can show you this one here. And it also says elixirs and potions. So if I had this older one and this one was out of stock, I would have just used this, I think. I actually like the writing on this better anyway. But that one I know is not available for sure. Alright, so let's do potions. It will fit up here. I'm just going to put it at the top. I'm going to pull this out so I can work with it easier. Put my paper clip back in there so I know where it goes. right? I always forget. I pull it out and then I'm like, okay, which way was it? Yes. Okay, so this side. Here, I'm just going to mark it. I'll just put a tiny little X there. All right. So we're going to put potions up here. Wow, that's hard to see through. I need my surface to be lighter or darker. What do you got? I have some white cardstock. Let's do that. If you can't see an edge when you're trying to line something up, try putting a different color under it, and that usually will solve the issue. Then you can see the edge of it. So we're just going to put potions. I think I'll just use black ink. I'm going to go with this archival black soot. You didn't get it? Oh, I'm sorry. If I hadn't got the bundle, I don't know for sure if I would have, because like I said, I've already got so many potion bottles that I've done in the past. But it is really cute. And they're decent pictures and stuff. The design's cute. I like it. My table is rattling today. There. So we're just going to do that. Okay. Potions. I could put some of those stars on there too. They kind of cool stars. They're kind of cool stars. I thought about doing like spider webs. I just don't have a good spider web stencil. It's the strangest thing because I have this piece of paper that I stenciled with spider webs, and I'm like, where did it come from? I have no idea, because I cannot find a spiderweb stencil in my collection at all. So I don't know where I got it from. Trying to see if there's anything in here I like better. Not really. All right, so yeah, it's just the strangest thing. Isn't that funny when you use something and you're like, okay, I printed that with something. What was it? You know, but it was like, 3 years ago probably, so I don't know. So I'm going to show you, kids. It's like very confusing. So I did this with something. It's definitely a spider web. I just don't know what I did it with. And it looks like it could be either a stamp or a stencil. But I have no idea. I tried finding it. I can't find it anywhere. No clue. I also have these spider webs that are those little muffin cupcake wraps from Dollar Tree. Oh, that one could possibly. I'm not sure. I think they might be too bulky. Let me look at my cabinet again. Can I put any back there? Not sure how it'll glue down if I do. I've got the cracked one. Cracked? No. Not cracked. What's it called? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. The Tim Holtz one. Too many names, guys. Too many names. Keep up and tell me what it's called. This one, which kind of looks like a spider web. But it's backwards. I prefer to be reversed. Because this color is in the whole background. I don't want to color in the background. I just want the spiderweb part. And I can't find it. I don't know. So we're going to go with the stars instead. I'm just going to put a few on the edges because I think it'll look interesting. Color-wise, man, I would love to pull some of that purple in. What do you got? I've got Villainous Potion somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Where is my Villainous Potion? It is. Nope. Maybe. I think it's in here. We'll see if the purple will show up. I think it will. Is that it? That is Wilted Violet. We can maybe do a combination, and this is Villainous Potion. Let's see. So I just want to put a couple of, something in the background. So I'm going to pull this down where I think it goes. So that'll give me a little bit of space here, some on the edges. Not a lot of space, but I could do a couple of these smaller stars, like these. Let's see what it looks like. Which one's, oh. Okay, that's Villainous. I'll get them all confused and I won't be able to tell who's who. All right, this one goes here. Right? Yeah. It's a little bit lighter, but I don't know what it's going to do on the grain. There's no telling. It may turn out brown for all I know. It might show up, it might not. We'll see. It kind of looks purple. I'm just going to put a couple of these. Oops, stay. Just a couple different sizes. Just play with it. And then some over here. Try not to smear it. Smeared that one a little bit. Not too much. There. And I think there's room down the edge for these tiny ones. I'm not sure about the dots. I should use a couple of dots too. Let's switch over to Villainous. See what I think it might be too dark. It might, because this is the wilted and it's showing up pretty dark. Let's see what I'll put a couple of the dots. It's a little tedious because they're so small. Where's that medium sized? There it is. I should probably turn it just a little. I don't know, should I? No, maybe it looks better straight. I have no idea if I'm still showing. Even if it only shows a little of it, it's okay. A couple more dots maybe. And a dot there. The Villainous goes on better. They look exactly the same color, so because on the green they almost turn black. It's really hard to tell that they're not black. So we'll just go with I'm gonna cover this wilted up. We'll just keep that Villainous out. So we need a circle. And then some more stars. These tiny ones. Couple of circles. All the circles seem to be big. Not a big deal. Put one there. Do this side star. I'm hoping I'm got enough of this showing that it's worthwhile doing it. I'm trying to stay on the outside edge a lot. Do a little bigger circle there. A couple more stars. I'm trying to move them enough that it doesn't look, you know, planned, too planned. Okay, more stars here. We need a big one. Where's a big one? There's one. One there. And another dot here. Another star here. A little time consuming, but yeah. It's fine. Small one, I need a small one there. How much of that bottom shows? More over here. I think it shows enough. One more circle. Okay, other side. I hope this isn't too boring. Sometimes doing these tedious little things that take forever can be boring on a live, but I try not to do it too much. I'm gonna put one there. Maybe a small one. All right, there. That'd be good. Okay. Put these back so they're out of my way. All right. No ink on your fingers. Okay, got that. So now we want our cabinet. So this one gets glued completely down, and the other one's going to be a pocket. So we're going to glue this down. I did a pretty close cut of fussy cutting this. I just sat and watched TV and did it so it wasn't too tedious. Okay, see if we can get it straight. I really want to see how far up this is because I want it to be kind of close to the bottom. So about there. Does it look straight? I think it looks straight. Alright, and then, so for this one, debating if it needs to have anything else. I think it'll work if I just, I'm debating if it needs a base here. The thought behind that is, will it make it go in easier if it lifts it up a little? But I think you can just kind of get it in there. I'm not sure. I'm debating on the design if it's going to work if I don't lift that layer up. I don't think I want to lift it up with like a foam thing. I don't think. I'm half tempted to just put a square base under that. But I'm worried it'll snag on it. I'm almost thinking I should have just kept one solid piece first. I don't know. I haven't really thought it through. We're just going to do it and see if it works. Should I raise it with some foam? I could raise just the edge. I don't know. Let me see. Where's my foam? There's no way to really test if it's a good idea or not. Is that the foam? I've got foam squares. Foam squares that are thin. I don't think I have any strips. My black ones are a little thicker. These are a little thinner. I think I'm going to raise it just a little bit. I'm going to cut these in half because they're way too wide. I have no idea if it's a good idea or not. We'll find out. We'll find out the hard way, right? So what I'm going to do is put it just on the edge. Because I think if it's lifted up just a little bit, it'll make the card slide in and out easier. That's my thought anyway. I'm not sure about the bottom piece because I don't want the card getting stuck on the foam. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, that'll be enough to raise it. If I glue, I'm going to put it on the bottom too. Hopefully it won't stick. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. I'm just going to put it in a couple of places, I think. Enough to stop it from going through. So we'll try here. I'm going to have to cut some more. And here. I may put glue there too. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just put this all the way across. I wish I had a strip that was this thin. I don't have a foam strip that's as thin as this. All my foam strips are about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. This is the thinnest ones I have. And these are like, I would say a 1/16. So they're not very tall. I just have to make it so it stops the card. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Let's do one more. Will it fit? No. And then we need this side. I think it'll be worth it doing the raised. The question is, will it be snug enough? I'm going to put 2 in there, so I think it'll be snug enough. I think it will be. Is that all of them? 1, 2. Seems like I should have had a strip left. Oh, there it is. I was looking right at it, but I couldn't see it. There. All right, so let's peel those off. We need tweezers or pointy tool. I'm not sure. Let's go with tweezers. If you had a strip, it'd be definitely easier, quicker than piecing, but you got to work with what you got. All right, now the idea is to get it on there straight. Let's try, because you get one shot. I'm gonna maybe have it separated the tiniest little bit from the cabinet. Just a teeny bit. Okay. There we go. All right, and then our cards will just go like that. I think that'll work. Put 2. I'm gonna do something with the back of these still. Cute. That works just like I wanted it to. It kind of looks like they're in their own little drawer, and that's what I wanted. All right, so, and it's not super thick. It's, let's see if I can get you to see it's just a tiny bit of raise there. Just enough. All right, so that works. Let's put something on the back of these. Set that up there. Find my pen. Okay, so I want to do one as journaling, so let's do, I had some paper here. Let me find it. Where is it? Paper. There you are. So I've got just some plain paper. This is coffee dyed. It had like a little water kind of stain on the design from, it's a Dollar Tree pack. I don't remember what it was called. And I'm just going to make this fit inside there somehow. Probably just tear it. It's not going to be a lot of journaling space. But, you know, a little note, I guess. I think I'm going to tear it with my, you know what, I'm going to use the cutter because I'll never tear it that small. And let's see. Just a little bit about here. Should I cover up? You know, I'm going to cover the bottom one a little bit more because it's not much journaling space. And then, let's see, is that tall enough? Yeah, I'll just cover the bottom. And then it looks like to about here. I'll go ahead and cut one for my second set so I don't have to do it again. All right. I'm not going to fight with you right now. So we got a piece of paper. And then let's find a picture for, I want to find a crow. I've got crows, I just don't know if they're small enough. Let's see if they are. They're purple. In here somewhere. Set you over here for a second. Let's see. Got a little crow there too. It's not as nice as the other one though. That's assuming I haven't even used it yet. Right. I have that crow, which is pretty small. He would fit. And then I have these crows. I like these. I think that one will fit. I could almost even do that one, but not quite. Let's get this thing opened. So there's one here too on the bottom. I don't think this one's available anymore either. It's called, well, maybe it is. This one might have been in stock. Hold on, let me look. Yep, it's in stock. So you should be able to still get this one. Remember, use my code ARTROOM. You can get 10% off. Kind of like that tall guy there. Is he too tall? He's a little tall. It would cover up some of the Orleans, but we'll use this one because he fits just right. Go back, and now I gotta decide what to put on the other one. Maybe one of these or one of these. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a second. Let's do this one. Where's the one with the crow? There it is. Okay, and my stick. Why are you? Keep saying trying to reconnect. I can never tell if it actually disconnects or not, because when I look at the playback, I can't tell. Did y'all lose me there for a minute? You have to let me know. There's nothing wrong with my internet. I have like 1,000 speed internet. And when I check the connection, it's always good. So I don't know why it does that. I think it's a Facebook thing. Get this guy on here good. Get this little beak for sure. Alright, let's see. Where'd my little tool go? No clue. We'll use this. Nice, perfect. Cute. Love it. He looks great on there. Okay, there's that one. And then the other one for this set we'll do, let's see, we have 2 10s, so I'm going to put one of the 10s in here. Because one of these sets is for the other journal. I'll do that one. It's dark. And then I think I might make a different packet for that. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out in a second. So this picture, oh, I gotta do this as writing. That's what I said. So I'm just gonna cover up mostly on the bottom. See if I can ink it. It's very, very thin. Hopefully I can get it to stick with art glitter and not be too bumpy. That's the only thing. I could maybe use the matte medium. I would just have to wait for it to dry. I don't particularly want to wait for it to dry. Glue stick I don't trust. I'll just use the art glitter. It might bump a little bit with the little lines, but we're going to do it anyway. I'll see if I can smooth it just a little, so it's not quite as bumpy. Okay. And then we're going to try to center it. I don't know that I would put matte medium over the paper because it might affect journaling on it, although you can paint on matte medium, so it might be all right. Particularly if you were using a Sharpie or something. I'm trying to find something to rub this in with. Oh, I'll try my finger. Feels like it's adhering fine. All right, so that one's got a little journaling spot. And then this one has our crow. So there's our set for this one. So we have that and that. Okay, cute. He's cute. All right. So the other pocket idea I had, I'm going to put, so the other journal, I'm not going to do it right now. I don't think I am, because it's just showing you the same thing over. I'm going to do this one. The cabinet's a little bit shorter, so it'll be a little bit lower. So I might possibly use 2 words like potions and elixirs or something, because it's going to have a tiny bit more room. But other than that, it'll be basically the same. I'll probably do these 2. Maybe I'll put this one somewhere else or this one somewhere else. These are so similar. I think I'll use these 2. So those will go in that, in the other journal somewhere. And then this one, I'm just going to find a spot for it because I already have it made. And I had an idea of a way to do it. Let's see if I can find my spot. I might just put it on this other side, or I could put it in one of these pockets. Could just do that. Where's the other side of that? How deep is that? It's going to be too big of a pocket. Okay. What if I stay down? You're not going to stay down, are you? Stay. So I have a couple of coffee filters that I had done in the past. These are just folded dyed coffee filters that have been folded in half, sewed around the edge, folded in, and sewn at the bottom typically. This one's sewn at the bottom. This one actually isn't sewn at the bottom, but you can just draw lines. You don't absolutely have to sew. This one's a double one. So it was a bigger one. It's got a different fold. It's base folded up. This one's already sewed. I think the color's okay. This color's a little better, but it's not sewed yet. I'm going to sew it and then I'll probably put it in the other one or something. But I thought I could put one of these and just put the other card in there. So I just got to figure out something to throw on there that would look cute. Let's see. Could possibly stencil something in white. I think I'd rather use a label. I don't particularly like using white ink. It's not my favorite thing. Let me see what else I have. I have some stickers. I probably have something Tim Holtzy. Let me find my Tim Holtz packs. So what's on here? Anything? No, too cutesy. Let's find a Tim Holtz one. Tim Holtz Halloween layers. And words, some skulls. What else do you got? Got some rub-ons. I'm trying to see if I have anything potion-y. I have this Dark Academia. Where Oh, I saw my Tim Holtz stuff. That's odd. This. I have this. What's in here? 31. Maybe. I only have one set of those. I did these with Crackle. Oops, I'm off camera. Translucent Crackle paste. They're very wrinkly. I also have these things. And I know these aren't as cute as a lot of the journal has been, but it's still what I would consider classic. I think apothecary potions and all that is very classic when it comes to Halloween. Poison. I don't know that I want poison. W. Gore Apothecary, Druggist and Apothecary. I do the label. I have this. Of course, I probably only have one. I have a different one. The color is really dark though. Poison, poison, poison. I don't really want to use poison. Drug. Shake well. Not sure about that label. I also have this recollection stuff. I think it's highly purple, if I remember correctly. Black Cat Magic Potions brewed nightly, poured here. I do like that. Maybe. Any thoughts, guys? I like a love potion one there. I could use on the other one because I don't know if I'll have like two of these. Tears. Because I think I probably use the other set of them. Most likely. Oh wait, I do have two. I do have two of those, so I could use one in each journal. I'll just have to sew the other one of those and make one more card. I'll just do it off camera. All right, that'll work. It's kind of cool, right? Well, I'm totally not zoomed. I'm zoomed out again. Hold on. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. All right, so this is the Recollections one. I think that's cool. Should I or should I not do the 31? I probably only have one of those because that's a Tim Holtz tag. I don't think I have any others. Might have more numbers, maybe somewhere that I could use. Something else, the little vials or something. I'll figure it out. Do you like this? Is it too much? It's kind of cool, isn't it? I think it's kind of cool. Not sure I'll find a better place for it. Maybe, maybe not. All right, get some of these back in here. All right, let's do that. I think I can glue it on there. I'm not 100% sure. As like I said, it's crunchy crackle paste. These are the numbers I have left. I have some smaller ones. 31 in a smaller one. And then I have that one. 13. I can figure it out. I probably have enough that I can figure out something. All right. Okay, so let's glue those on there. Just gonna glue this down. It keeps freezing. Am I froze, guys? Let me look at my iPad. I'm okay on my iPad. All right, I think it's just my phone. All right, phone. Do I need to go out and come back in? Hold on. Does that work? Nope. I can't see y'all's chat, so see if I can get this thing to reload. There. All better. Left that pen out too long. Missed a sticker. Where's that? All right, try again. See if we can get this on here straight. It's hard when I have the other colors under it and I can't tell if it's straight or not. Pull that out. Does it look straight? Yeah, I think it's straight. Okay. And then we're going to put this. I'll try to glue these on first. I'm going to put some plastic in there because I don't really trust it. Not too wide. A smaller piece. I have this. That'll work. Let's see. It's just a coffee filter, so I'm not sure how thin it is and if it's going to cause me issues. So. Where's my rag? All right, there's a 3. I guess it matters. This thing sheds so bad. I even crimped the edges with the pinking shears. to try to get it to stop shedding, but it's still really shedding. I just need to switch back to only using the muslin. Leaks through or not. Nope, it did not. Okay, so there's that. So we're just going to glue this in place. Try to get clean. So I think about there. How do I want to apply this? I don't want a back pocket or anything. These things always kind of freak me out. They're so thin. I always think they're just gonna bleed through, but it usually doesn't, because technically it's 2 layers because it's been folded in half. But it is very thin. Alright, and we've got our card. So that's a cute little potion apothecary card set. I think that is cute. What do y'all think? You like it? I have a little bit of time. I could go ahead and just do the other one in the other journal. Because I don't really have time to do a whole other project, but I could do the other one, I guess. Like I said, it's pretty much going to be identical. So the colors might be different because I don't know for sure if I have a green and black page left in that one. So the colors may very well be different. So let's put this in here. All right, so that's that spread. I like it. All right, so let's grab our second journal page. Let's see. Green and black. I have an orange and black on that side, but that's got the tag on it. It's got vellum. I have green and orange. That'll work. So like I said, it's going to be a little different. Will that look okay on that? Ooh. Good question. I can't change it, so let's see if there's anything else. Green and white. And then orange and black. I could do orange and black, although this is for a pocket, so that doesn't work because that's going to be a pocket. We have this. What would it look like on there? Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. I don't know what it would look like on there. It might be too busy. Very busy. Definitely busy. It's a problem when you have 2 different page styles. If I do this, and then where's that other one? I can't adhere down the other one anyway because I have to sew it. Well, I don't absolutely have to sew it. I was going to sew it though. It doesn't look horrible on the orange. It's probably going to be my best choice out of what I have in this one. The green will be okay. It's just going to pick up the green instead of the purple. I think I could do that. I think that's probably the best option. Because I can't do this one because this is going to end up being a pocket. That's already got stuff. This has got that. Could do it in the center spread. That's pretty much my choices. Either the center spread, which I have no clue what I was going to do with anyway. Where is my center spread? I just lost it. Oh, there it is. Center spread would be purple spider webs. Is it too busy? It's not terrible. Maybe. I could do it in the center spread. I don't have to really do anything else with it. What do y'all think? Should I do it in the center spread? Or should I do it on the orange and green? It'll save me having to put too much on there otherwise, like the potion stencil and all that. The purple? Should I do the purple? I'm leaning toward the purple. I'm not as crazy about the orange and green with it, honestly. I think I'll just do it here. I don't know about potions. What I could do is write it out. I could possibly do that. I don't think the black stencil will show up great on there. You know what? I'm going to do it here. Let's just go for it. I'll have to make my own decision. So we need these. Time is it? We get 25 minutes. So we can cut this into thirds. Okay. Can't decide if I can use my finger easier or the tweezers. Unsure. Y'all are quiet today. Hopefully you haven't fallen asleep on me. I can't fault you if you do, because I do it all the time myself. So many times. I'm just going to stick that there. It's only going to end up being a half, so I'll just save it for the other side. That one might fit. Let's see, will it fit? Just barely. for this one little piece. Oh my gosh, get off of there. There's not room to grab it. Gotcha. Come on. All right. I'm just going to put it on this leg. All right. Still one left. Am I ready for this? Let's glue this top piece down first. If I can get it to lay flat for me. I'm going to pull it off, I think. It's fighting me too much, so I can flatten it out. There. Alright, so this one's going to go here. And I might put something there. I don't know what yet. So we'll put this here. Did I ink this? Yeah, I think I did. Looks like it. This one has more bottles at the top, so it's a little different design than the other one. It has, I don't know, it's just got all the bottles at the top instead of the plants. Oh my goodness. Fighting me, bottle. Why are you fighting me? Come on. There we go. I think it ended up being a cute spread. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to do it. But yeah, so to speak. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy on here. Somewhat straight. Straight. I feel like it's tiny bit off, but I can't move it. Can I? Nope, I did. Okay. Put my fingers. Okay, and we need our sticky things off. So I'm thinking, I have some letters that are black. They're die cuts, so they're tedious. But I'm thinking I can write potions with that, and it would show up better. If I have all the letters needed. Because I've used a bunch of them, so who knows? Who knows if I let go? Got glue on my tweezers. Let go. Did I get them all? I think I missed that one, didn't I? Yep. Can't tell if I got them all. All right. It's just a tiny fraction below. Okay, there's that. These will go in here. This is going to go here. We're going to just, I'm not going to sew it, I'm just going to glue it. And then what I'll do is just draw lines so it looks sewed. I'm probably off camera. I'm just gluing the bottom. micro marker thingy. Which one's this one? That'll work. Sometimes if I don't want to sew, the easiest thing to do is glue it and draw lines. There. Now it looks sewed. See? It works. All right, I'll glue that down, glue this down. Okay. That one. So put something on there. Let's see, what can I put on there? I don't think I have anything in this one. I had this. I could put that little potion bottle there. That would look cute. Maybe the crystals. I know it's not the 31 like the other page, but sometimes, you know, things don't really work out the same when you're doing things like this. So I'm going to fussy cut this out real quick. I think it will be fine. Here, let me just cut this in half so I can work with it easier. All right, we're going to do a potion bottle there. Crystals or kitty cat. I'm not crazy about that kitty cat. Do I have another kitty cat? I had some stickers. Let me see if I can find them. Not there. Any kitty cat stickers? I don't like that kitty cat. There is a kitty cat, but it's not a good kitty cat. I have a skull and bones. Could use that. It seems a little big, but what do you think? One of these? I think it'll fit. Or I do the crystals and keep it kind of the same. Are you guys even here? I'm probably talking to myself. Yeah, I'll cut the crystals out and see what it looks like. I'll throw them somewhere. They might be fine. I don't know. They're at least in the same color pattern, I guess. Not a difficult cutout for sure. All right, crystals or skull and bones. Probably the crystals, huh? Because it's the same color. Here, I'll hold it up. Does it look okay? think it looks okay. I'll use those somewhere though. They're cute. Glue. Sorry, a mess here. Pieces everywhere. Right, we'll glue these on first. I don't think they're going to go through, but I'll wipe them a little bit. So, a little bit of crystal. Okay. Finger. And this goes down. So, similar but different in each journal, which is good. I might run over if I do the label, but that's okay. I might do it anyway. I gotta wait. I'll make one more card. Do I have something I can throw in there just to remind me I want to put something in there? I don't actually have to do a card in there. I could just do one of these things, but I might do one. Let's see what I got. Lover's Tears Pure Extract. Maybe. Oh, that's Tim Holtz. He's not supposed to be in there. Fade in Your Hands, Journal Love, Crystal. That's the best one I have. I might just not do a card on this one and do this instead, because then I don't have to make a new card. This is a little too small. It's like the small scissors are good for the tiny turns, but they're not good for the straight lines. Luckily, most of this is cut out already. I don't know what's on the other side of this. I didn't look. Just white. Okay. I might back it, but not right now. I may just back it with a piece of paper. I think I still need to back one of those cards with a piece of paper too, and a picture, right? Alright, so this will go here. That's fine. And then we were going to back one of these. How much time do I have? I'm out of time. Totally out of time. I might finish it up later. Oh my gosh. Glue's drying out fast today. I hear my kitty. Alright, let's see if we have letters. Oh, look. What is this one? How big are these? Those are big. Alright, too big. Too big for potion. So not those letters. Get in there. Got these letters. think the chances are I have enough letters for potion. Possibly. I see lots of O's. I think they're O's. They could be numbers. Oh, that's a Q. Look out. I get my tweezers. Too much glue on them. All right, that's a Q. There's an O. I just want to know. There's a P. We need 2 O's. I don't know if we're going to have it. I can cut some more, but P-O. P-O-T-I-O-N. There's an S. See a T. I don't know. No, that's a Q. I might not have them. I don't know. There's a T. I found a T. I have the die cuts. I can always just cut them out. So I might not do it live, guys, because I don't think I have them. There's an I. I think that's my only... Oh, I have lots of Q's. There's an N. Granted, I could turn a Q into an O. Oh, there's an O. Alright, potions. Had enough. I need to cut some more of these. I don't use them very often, but sometimes they're handy. So, I'm going to glue these. What time is it? It's already 11, guys. Is it going to show? I need to see if it's going to show. Somebody's at my door. Beauty. Okay, it sounds like the cat. I forgot I left him out. He's fine. He's going to sit there and dig up my door till I open it. Alright, so I'm going to do this. I'm not going to glue it right now. But I'll glue that down. There. So I'll glue this down, and I probably will keep it a little wonky. I'll glue that down, and then I'll back one of these with writing, and I'll back one with a picture, I think. I just don't know what picture. I'll pick one. Alright, so that'll be that, and that's for the second journal. But I'm not going to take up any more time on this live. We've already been here for over 2 hours, so... Alright, I will go over it next time with y'all, and I will see you guys on Friday. So, see you guys Friday. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Till then, I'm trying to grab my stool. So, shut this off. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, if you need to purchase anything from Essential Stencil, use my code ARTROOM. I will put the link and everything in the description of the YouTube. Okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye.